It is here. It is finally here. Oh my gosh, the days of chicks ghosting me are over. Oh, all jokes aside, I remember the days of online dating would seem weird and strange. Instagram, Bumble, Hinge, all these online apps where these chicks are being flown to God knows where. It's either Epstein's Island or one of Diddy's mansions. The point I'm trying to make is that us men, we adapt. You know, as these chicks are going towards or flocking towards Arabian princes across the Middle East, maybe he's in the NBA or the NFL, or maybe he just has his shit together in general. Either way, back at home, there is a vast majority of incels, people that haven't seen the sun or touched grass, that are struggling at. You could be an average Joe. You don't have to be an incel loser or whatever. You can be a very outgoing person and you would still lose, because we live in this digital market where someone's always better than you and that's what they're after. While guys here in America struggle because they just simply can't get a date or a swipe, what they do is they adapt. So, you know, online dating apps aren't working for them, so they either turn to pornography, they quit dating altogether. They get passports to go to Brazil, Malaysia, Taiwan, or any of these foreign countries that aren't really Western, They buy pussy, or, this is the scary part, they turn to AI for their needs, basically. And now, they have restaurants where you can meet your companion that you built this emotional relationship with at a restaurant. No ghosting. You don't even have to say a word to each other. You guys can just sit there in peace, enjoy your meal, and enjoy your AI company. This is where we're at in 2025. I am telling you, these AI sex robots are going to be a hit. You ladies are in trouble. I'm tired of going to the gym and having him look at me. He's looking at me while I work out in the gym. But hey, maybe this is what y'all needed. Y'all need some space, right? We're all equal. We're all equal. You guys can work. You guys can do whatever you want. I mean, fuck having kids. Like, family, ew. Like, fuck them kids. I'd rather die with 4 cats and 5 dogs. Fuck it. As I sip my wine box. But we don't have to tolerate it anymore. Why do I have to tolerate you, where I can just open my phone or my tablet and I have someone that's not gonna give me a headache? You understand? I mean, yeah, she's not gonna be able to cook for me, but the fact that she's basically on silence mode, or if I want to interact with her, I interact with her, and there's no headache, there's no nagging, there's no none of that. This isn't honestly how I think, but this is how I would perceive someone that is either going through a tough relationship or just struggling to find one date, or even in person, have an in-person conversation. Maybe they come off as a little too awkward. And, you know, with all these 3 things, what ends up happening is there starts to be like a distaste, this strong animosity, this strong hatred towards women. That's not what I want. But that's if we keep moving towards this digital age where I'm pretty sure it's called hypergamy. I don't know, but if we keep moving towards where we're moving right now, there's gonna be a massive divide between the sexes, and we're gonna be extinct. We're ultimately going to be extinct. Oh, I can't talk. And chicks are being flown out to the 1% because of how much wealth, status, or the way they look, or whatever it may be. And then when these chicks that get flown out by the 1% of, you know, whether it's looks, status, or wealth, it turns out that those type of men that they're after, they start to have an epiphany. They start to go, wait a minute, I'm not special. Why is he cheating on me? Why does he have multiple women around? you know? And what ends up happening is that usually these chicks usually dump them or whatever. And here's the problem. I've seen women, I have never met a woman that downgraded. They always upgrade. Now, if she's 35 and has kids, oh yeah, she's downgrading. But if she's in her youth and she's 21 and she's in her college years, dude, she's not gonna jump from someone who has a yacht to someone who drives a Honda. You know, that doesn't make any sense. It's not gonna happen. We thought online dating was weird. But now we've seen how powerful AI is, and now it's being incorporated in our lives, and I think there's gonna be this friction between the genders, and I can't wait. Like, this is gonna sound crazy, but this is gonna be our new normal. It's Sunday. I'm having brunch with my friends. It's gonna be a double date. So I ordered a girl off Craigslist to be my, date for $120 a day. Just for a day, she gets $120, and then she gets to do whatever she wants. So we show up at this restaurant, right? I have my date that I paid off from Craigslist, and my buddy of mine has his date. And I'm looking around going, where's your date, bud? He pulls out his phone or tablet, and he says, Jerry, this is Stephanie. You know how I said people would get clowned for online dating? If he was to do that, I wouldn't clown him at all. I'd shake Stephanie's hand and said, let's have brunch.